Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jen, this is Jack, and I'm here today to talk to you about my experience with Whole30 days 10 to 20. Over these past 10 days, something amazing happened. Day 14, Whole30, definitely something amazing has happened. My wedding rings both fit again. My engagement ring fit again earlier this year, but my actual wedding band for some reason felt too tight, and a day or two ago I tried it on and they both fit now super comfortably, and I'm really happy that I can wear both my wedding rings again. I love them, they mean a lot to me, and that was definitely a low point of my weight loss journey because I thought, like, as soon as I had Nora, I figured I'd be able to wear my rings right away, and yeah, that just didn't happen. So I'm really excited to be able to wear them again, even though I'm not wearing them today. So I've had a few people on my Instagram ask me to share a full day of eating. I'm going to share a typical breakfast for me on Whole30, which is 3 eggs, a handful of greens, a piece of fruit. Normally I go with something citrus to help with iron absorption, and some sort of fat, which normally I do like almonds or avocado. So here's what I had for breakfast. So it's the morning of day 14 and I'm going to make some breakfast. I have kale, 3 eggs, avocado, and a mango. So I'm going to show you what a typical breakfast looks like for me on Whole30. So I'm heating a tablespoon of coconut oil over medium heat. I'm gonna saute some of the kale first and then add the eggs. I've whisked up the eggs with a fork, put some salt in, and some pepper. Give it a mix again. The kale is in bite-sized pieces and the coconut oil is hot. So you're gonna swirl to coat the pan. Then add the kale. And just give it a nice little coat. And we're going to cook that up for a few minutes, and then we're going to add in the eggs. So I've put the kale in, it's been 4 minutes, and now it's looking greener and the leaves have softened. Now it's the perfect time to add the eggs. So I just dump it in. And give it a nice mix. Get the kale incorporated with the eggs. So you want to let the eggs cook a little bit so that when you scrape it, you end up getting some more cooked parts of the egg, like you've seen right here. So I'd give it like maybe 15 seconds, do a scrape, do 15 seconds, do a scrape, etc., etc. Basically, you're just making scrambled eggs and there's some kale in it. While the eggs are cooking, I cut up the mango. Now the eggs are done, so I'm going to plate those. So now for the avocado. So depending on the size of the avocado, I would eat like 1/4 to 1/2 of one. This is quite a small one, as you can see, so I'm going to eat a whole half. My avocado on top, and then I like to add just a little bit more salt. A little bit more pepper, just over the eggs and avocado mixture. And that's pretty loud, Missy. So that's breakfast for the day. So it's about an hour after breakfast. I'm gonna have a coffee while Nora eats her breakfast. So I like to keep lunches simple, and I just eat leftovers from the night before. So when I cook dinner the night before, I intentionally cook extra so that I have leftovers for lunch. So I'll show you what I had this day. So for lunch, I always do leftover dinner. So last night we had hamburgers. So I got a hamburger patty. On top is homemade garlic sauce and some sweet potato wedges. This is like an avocado, lime, green onion mixture. So basically guacamole, some tomato slices, and then I have an apple cut up. One way that I deviate a touch from Whole30 is I normally have a snack in addition to my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I find that I need it. I'm hungry for it, so although snacking is not highly recommended on Whole30, I have a snack anyways. Normally my snack consists of a few servings of fruit and some sort of fat like almonds, pumpkin seeds, or some sort of nut butter. So here's what I had this day in particular. So it's around 5:30. I'm gonna have a snack. So I'm having a few strawberries, blueberries, red grapes, and some almonds. Tonight, Chris and I are eating dinner late because he works today and then he has jiu-jitsu class. So we'll be eating dinner a little later tonight. So I'm just gonna have a little snack to tide me over. So for dinner, we normally have some sort of meat, 1 to 2 different vegetables, and potatoes. We eat a lot of potatoes. They're delicious, they're cost effective, and they're filling, which I really like, and they taste amazing with garlic sauce. So here is the dinner that we made this day. Tonight for dinner, we're having zoodles with tomato meat sauce that has ground turkey, a little bit of ground pork, mushrooms, onions, and garlic in it. So I'll show you how I'm going to make that. Once you've spiralized the noodles, they come out in long pieces, so you're going to want to chop it up a little bit to break up the long strands. So I use about 2 zucchinis per person for dinner and about 1 zucchini for lunch in terms of the portion sizes. So I'm doing a little bit of experimenting here since most tomato sauces have sugar in them if you just buy them at the store. So I'm using 28 ounces of diced tomatoes, and I'm going to use my immersion blender to create a smooth sauce. As you can see, it's a little bit runny. I'm going to add a few tablespoons of tomato paste to hopefully thicken it up a bit. So that did make it a little bit thicker, and I think once I add the mushrooms and tomatoes and meat to it, it will be a nice consistency for our zoodle dish. Now I'm cooking the meat for the sauce. So I've added 1 tablespoon of coconut oil on medium heat to a frying pan. When you're cooking lean meat, you need to use oil to cook it. So this is extra lean turkey, so by adding oil to the pan, it'll help keep it from sticking. And I'm also going to season it with salt and pepper. Once that's pretty much finished cooking, I'm going to also add this ground pork that we have left over. It's about a cup's worth. And this is a pound of turkey. Now that the meat is cooked and I've mixed in the pork with the turkey, I'm going to transfer it to a plate. I'm going to add the mushrooms in. I have 227 grams of mushrooms, which is 8 ounces. Half a large Spanish onion, and 3 minced cloves of garlic. I've also added 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of black pepper to the sauce. In the same pan that I cooked the turkey, I've added 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and now I'm going to saute the cremini mushrooms for a few minutes until they've browned. And then I'll add the onion and garlic as well. Now the onions and garlic have been added to the mushroom mixture. Just going to cook them till they're softened and then combine everything together. I've added the meat back into the frying pan and just going to coat it with all the juices from the onion, garlic, mushroom mixture. I've added the tomato mixture to everything else, and I'm just going to let this simmer for a few minutes. So I have my bowl of zoodles. I put in the microwave for about 3 minutes. This is the equivalent of 6 zucchini. So our dinners are plated, and I have prepared myself a lunch for tomorrow. I topped mine with nutritional yeast, which gives it a little bit of a cheesy flavor. So this week we got to do something fun. We got to go to the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto, Ontario, and we've been there many times. We've never been there on a specific diet or eating plan, and I knew it was going to be a challenge, but they have a huge building called the Food Building, and I just assumed there'd be at least some options, like maybe there'd be like a raw vegan place, maybe like a freshie, something like that, but we were shocked there were not a lot of options to choose from. So in regards to the options that were available at the exhibition, there wasn't a lot, but we could have done a salad from Subway, probably without any dressing, and I'm not too sure how they cook their meat since I don't really eat Subway often. So I would have had to look into that while we were at the X, but we did not suspect that to be a very satisfying or filling meal, so we skipped that. An option would have been Swiss Chalet. They do rotisserie chicken, so we probably could have got some chicken and a side salad. Again, like we weren't really, it was a hot day, we weren't really into having a hot meal. So the smoothies from Freshly Squeezed, which are made from 100% real fruit juice, seemed like the best option. And they were really delicious, but not the most filling. And we had a pretty bad sugar headache on our way home from the X. So we made sure to have a healthy dinner that night that was really nutritionally balanced, and we felt much better after that. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of a clip. I was a little bit emotional this evening. Just spent 50 minutes putting Nora to bed, and motherhood is really hard sometimes. And I don't drink that often, and truthfully, I would fucking love a glass of wine or vodka, whatever you got right now, but obviously gonna stay strong and not drown my sorrows. But yeah, it's amazing, like some things that you would use to pacify yourself even occasionally, and now with Whole30 it's just like not an option. So yeah, like I said, motherhood is really hard, and it took Whole30 for me to realize that sometimes I pacify myself more with food than alcohol, but like some nights after a hard night, you're like, I wouldn't mind a glass of wine or vodka. You know, sometimes after a long night, it's been really stressful, or we've had a stressful day, busy day, tiring day. You just want to order dinner. Like, I don't want to cook, I don't want to do dishes. I would say cooking dinner every night. On the positive side, obviously we're eating a lot healthier. We're using the groceries that we actually purchased. It saves us money, of course, from not ordering out. On the negative side, sometimes you're just tired and you want to order food, and on Whole30, at least where I live, that's really difficult to do. So I think meal prep is extra important, so that on those days that it's just a stressful day, you have something quick and easy to cook for dinner. Oh, where's the baby? I'll be back. Well, someone woke up from their nap a little early. You say hi, Nora? Yeah, they're hilarious. My husband and I get to have a night away from this little one next week. We're gonna stop our Whole30 a little early on the evening of the 30th. We're gonna enjoy our 24 hours away, have some drinks, eat some pizza, eat some pizza, and just enjoy ourselves. And we're gonna restart Whole30 September 1st, so I'm gonna make some more content about that. Next week's video will share my experience with Whole30 days 21 to 30, and I'll also share how we enjoyed our evening and next day in Niagara Falls, and the yummy food we had, and how we are planning to tackle September Whole30 as well. So please like and subscribe to the video if you'd like to stay up to date on our Whole30 journey, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye! How's your breakfast? Are you unimpressed? Are you going to leave a sassy Yelp review of this breakfast? The food was adequate, the service was poor, the ambiance was, it was nice. It was nice.